Geometry EOC 2025. Question 5. Walkthrough. Properties of parallelograms.
Let's read the question. Which statement must be true for all parallelograms? Now let's look at the answer choices. A. Diagonals are congruent. B. Diagonals are perpendicular. C. Opposite angles are complementary. D. Consecutive angles are supplemental. All right, what are we given? We're dealing with a parallelogram, a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. What are we being asked? We need to determine which statement is always true, not sometimes true, not true for special cases, but true for all parallelograms. Now, here's the key question. What is the test maker trying to measure? They want to see if you truly understand the properties of parallelograms and whether you can distinguish between properties that apply to all parallelograms, properties that only apply to special types like rectangles, rhombi, or squares. This is a conceptual understanding question.
All right, before we even look at the answer choices, I want you to look at the parallelogram on the screen. Let's quickly review the properties of a parallelogram. This is important. When you see a parallelogram, here's what you should automatically know. Opposite sides are parallel. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Consecutive angles are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. The diagonals bisect each other. Those are the core properties. Now notice what is not automatically true. Diagonals are not always congruent. Diagonals are not always perpendicular. Those only happen in special types of parallelograms, like rectangles or rhombi. So now that we've refreshed the properties, let's go back to the question. We're being asked, which statement must be true for all parallelograms? That means we are looking for something that is always true, not sometimes true. Choice A. Diagonals are congruent. Is that always true? No, that only happens in rectangles and squares. So A is false. Choice B. Diagonals are perpendicular. Is that always true? No, that happens in rhombi and squares, but not all parallelograms. So B is false. Choice C. Opposite angles are complementary. Complementary means they add up to 90 degrees. But in a parallelogram, opposite angles are equal, not necessarily 90 degrees. So C is false. Choice D. Consecutive angles are supplementary. Supplementary means they add up to 180 degrees. And yes, in every parallelogram, consecutive angles always add up to 180 degrees. That is always true. So the correct answer is D. What I want you to remember. When you see a parallelogram, immediately think, opposite angles equal. Consecutive angles add to 180. Diagonals bisect each other. And be careful. Properties of rectangles and rhombi do not apply to every parallelogram. That's how you avoid traps on the EOC.